System Shock Remaster is going on a hiatus, according to a report from Polygon. The remaster of the classic PC futurist RPG by industry icon Warren Spector had a successful Kickstarter campaign in July 2016, raising over $1.3 million from 21,000 backers. The project seemed to be progressing nicely enough, given the steady stream of updates by Night Dive Studios, who were remaking System Shock from the ground up, and were even receiving help from Fallout New Vegas and Pillars of Eternity developer Obsidian Entertainment. Still, apparently none of this was enough. In a backer-exclusive update partially published by Polygon, Night Dive CEO Stephen Kick told backers, "I have to put the team on hiatus while we reassess our path so that we can return to our vision. We are taking a break, but not ending the project. System Shock is going to be completed and all of our promises fulfilled." According to an unnamed source speaking to Polygon, the game was a casualty of mission creep, the phenomenon in game development where developers keep adding more and more missions and gameplay mechanics to the point of outpacing their budget and schedule, and unrealistic expectations. Polygon also states that they spoke to Night Dive business developer Larry Cooperman, who said the company failed to attract a publisher, and that 15 contractors would be let go. Cooperman also seemed to confirm the story from the unnamed source, saying that publishers weren't interested in the game because the developer was just too ambitious for the resources they had to work with. Finally, Cooperman was pressed for a solid timeline, and he said he expects development to begin again soon, and for the game to be released between 18 to 24 months from now. Finally, Stephen Kick himself said in the backer update that feature creep was indeed the culprit for this hiatus, saying, "Maybe we lost our focus. The vision began to change, we moved from a remaster to a completely new game. We strayed from the core concept of the original title. As the budget grew, we began a long series of conversations with potential publishing partners. The more that we worked on the game, the more we wanted to do, and the further we got from the original concepts that made System Shock so great." I think it really says a lot about the state of System Shock Remastered that they couldn't find a publisher. System Shock is a beloved classic game with tons of fans who were clearly willing to put their money where their mouth is for a remaster. And then of course the fact that this is a remaster, something the industry is currently so obsessed with, we're getting them for just about every game ever made these days. That a publisher would take a look at a project that combines those two easy sells together, and then say no, goes to show just how in over their heads Night Dive Studios was. But this isn't the first time bad news has befallen the game, and we've seen signs of trouble in the past. Looking back at it, the Kickstarter page for the game is pretty bare, with only a few mock-up images and a handful of screenshots. The Kickstarter mostly banks on the System Shock name, a lineup of influential developers they quote on the page, and an early demo of the game, one that Clickist writer Serena Nelson called more of a tech demo than anything else, critiquing the clearly limited nature, lack of hacking, abysmal combat, and the overall lack of direction. In fact, another Clickist writer, Joanna Mueller, might have already seen this coming. Just don't tell her I said that. In March 2017, she wrote about the game's switch from the Unity engine to Unreal, documenting how some backers were unhappy with the new art and graphical direction. This change in engine could have been the start of feature creep for the studio, or maybe even another step in an already long line in that direction. System Shock Remastered is far from the first successfully Kickstarted game to go on hiatus. Perhaps most famous is Project Phoenix, whose developer put the game on hold so he could work on the recently released Tiny Metal. Then there's Rival Threads, a game funded in July 2012 that has been on hiatus for years after developer Contrabita lost money on contract work gone wrong. The fact of the matter is, this is yet another low point for Kickstarter, which has seen disasters coming left, right, and center over the last 2 or 3 years, with games funded on the site getting critical maulings like Yooka-Laylee and Mighty No. 9, and other disasters like Red Ash, Unsung Story, Yogg Ventures, the aforementioned Project Phoenix, and really the list just goes on and on. In fact, the timing of this is pretty remarkable, as we've got a video coming out just next Wednesday discussing the fall of Kickstarter, examining the decline in the number of people using the site, and the amount of money projects are raising overall, and the lack of big-ticket campaigns like this. System Shock Remastered is, for right now at least, another big name to the list of Kickstarter failures and disappointments. Yeah, maybe this is just a temporary hiatus like Night Dive says, but with video game development, especially with independent studios, you never really know what'll happen. As for Kickstarter, the question isn't if there'll be another big disaster like this, it's when. Support us on patreon.com/Clickist for more videos just like this, or visit us at clickist.com for all the latest news, reviews, investigations, interviews, and opinion pieces on indie gaming. Thank you.